Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Journey with the Weavers. We're trying something a little new. I hope you like that new intro. I'm only sad because Lisa's not here. She's still working and we are still in Vero Beach. We had 13 days left, I think it is, 12 or 13 days, something like that we were supposed to be leaving, but we're still here, and for good reason. So let's talk about that really quick. So the current situation is pretty simple. We have to sell the house still. The weather has not been favorable, and we're hearing and seeing things online and in the media and things like that about interest rates dropping, and it's the lowest it's been in 11 months. And I think people are hoping that we're going to see like 2 and 3% again. If people would do their homework, they would find out the Fed has no interest in dropping it below 5.9, 5.7 by the end of 2026. So if you're in a place to buy a house, now's the time to do it, okay? Because anything can happen. 9/11 can happen. Charlie Kirk can happen. And anything like that can sway economics. But the bigger economic issue is really the labor market. The labor market, well, I'm not going to get political. The labor market over the past 5 or 6 years has not been the best. It's improving, but slowly but surely. So that's kind of where we're standing. We need to sell the house to move on, and that's the current situation. Otherwise, we're going to keep doing ministry while we're here and keep serving God like we're supposed to. You know, this is me talking, not Lisa. I've had some personal hits because of Charlie Kirk, and mainly because I'm a middle of the road and lean right conservative Christian man, plus I'm bald. You don't think that matters, but trust me, you'd be surprised at how many people that matters to. And I even had a friend of mine who messaged me or texted me and said, "You're not a Charlie Kirk Christian, are you? Or type Christian, are you?" And I was a little taken back by it. Honestly, I didn't respond right away because I kind of wanted to swallow that pill and really understand what he meant. And here's what I've come to the conclusion. No, I'm not a Charlie Kirk type Christian. I'm a Jesus following type Christian. It just so happens that Charlie Kirk was that way also. So that might sever that friendship. And as I've been praying about it, as much as that hurts my heart to think that I might lose a friend because I have similar views to somebody else, is shocking to me. Do I think that Charlie was right? No, absolutely not. In fact, I'll tell you up front, I did not watch him for 2 reasons. One, I've worked really hard in my life not to be confrontational. There are a line of people from here all the way back to Sacramento, California, that will tell you that I used to probably be one of the most confrontational, opinionated people on the face of the earth. I would make Charlie Kirk look stupid. The big difference between Charlie Kirk and I from that point on was that Charlie Kirk was right more often than I was, that's for sure. Mine was about pride and ego and fear, and it goes on and on and on. The second part was, and I'm finding out most people would agree with me, I don't have a problem with what Charlie Kirk said. I had the way that he presented it didn't appeal to me. There was an arrogance about it that it just did not jive with me. It just did not sit easy with my soul. I always kind of felt like he knew that he was going to win, so he had to one-up people. Now, true or not, it doesn't matter. That's my perception, okay? And I just didn't care to watch Charlie. But my other thought on this is, he was a 31-year-old man with a wife and 2 children, and a 22-year-old man sought out, took a rifle, shot and killed Charlie, now leaving a widow and 2 children without a father. And on top of that, this is where you know Jesus has done something in my heart, because 10, 15 years ago, I would have said line him up and shoot him too, the kid that killed Charlie Kirk. But really, now my heart goes out to him in this way. He's never going to have a life, and nor does he deserve to have one at this point. But at what point did he lose focus with the consequences of his actions, and why? I don't know if that's a parental thing, a social thing, economical. It doesn't even matter, because it is what it is. So I'm not going to miss Charlie Kirk from a way of like other people. And I find myself mourning not Charlie Kirk, but what he stood for, which was freedom of speech for me. For a person that does ministry full time now, believing and thinking that somebody could be out there gunning for me just because I'm preaching the gospel, which we have accepted that could happen, it brought some reality to it for us. But moreover, me and a plethora of my friends and my people I call brothers and sisters have fought for the freedom that you and I enjoy by doing things like this, making videos and putting content out there and having a voice. And that's been taken away in some regards. So there's that. So what's next? Sorry guys, we're having gutters put up, so if you hear some noise in the background, it's the last bit of the roof. The next step, well, we got to ship our stuff over to Scotland. That's probably going to happen next week. We're waiting for one document. It says it takes about a week or two to get it. As soon as we have that, then we'll be shipping off our stuff. I've come to the conclusion that I want to have a part-time job even when we live over there for two reasons. One, to supplement our income. And I've been doing this now for 7 months full-time. I think I need to break it up just a little bit. It's not even about the money. In fact, I don't want to work more than maybe 15 or 20 hours a week. It just helps break things up a little bit. When our ministry starts picking up speed and we're more focused there, we have more things to do, doing the business of God and the will of God, then I'll probably not have a job. But until then, that's what happens. I already mentioned we need to sell the house, and then the last thing we need to do is have an estate sale and move. That's pretty much it. So we would ask you this, a couple things. One, I knew this by what other people have said about YouTube, but I never really followed it, so I'm going to ask you to do it today. Would you take a minute and would you like and subscribe? It's going to be down here, I think. Like and subscribe. If not over there, it's over here. Like and subscribe our channel. And we're not doing it for monetary reasons, but I did not know that there's an algorithm that for people that like and subscribe our stuff, it points people to our video content. Now, I have never, and I plan never to be a content maker. That's not our job. Our job is not to write stories and sit down and irritate people or cause strife or have a happy place. Our job is to do ministry, but we want to share that with the world. And when we get to Scotland, we're going to be sharing some other things as well. I'm super excited about Lisa doing her own blog on our website. I wouldn't doubt if in no time she'll have her own YouTube or be using this more often than not. In fact, I'm encouraging her to. It gets a little lonely doing this kind of stuff on my own. And so I'm really looking forward to doing this again with my wife on a more regular basis. We'll probably make a video this weekend, include my wife in on this because it's time you all heard from her as well. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'd be happy to answer any of those. You can check us out online at the website right here. And I'm going to put something right there so you can see it. So the address, the website, and go from there. I want to give a huge shout out to Philip who blessed us with a gimbal for this new camera that seems to be working out marvelous. And if you know anybody else that has a Canon SL3 and wants to sell it at a really good price or even donate it, would you contact us and let us know? We're going to keep all of our equipment pretty much streamlined, but we're looking for one more camera so that when we get to Scotland, we can kick off our podcast right away. Thank you again for watching and make it a great day. We'll see you soon.